Micah Schrader, our museum manager. So first up is going to be Andy to talk about Linden Square programming.
My name is Andy Scheibe, and I am new here from Pittsburgh, Kansas. I was a director over there, so I'm excited to join the Gladstone community and tell you a little bit more about what I've been working on since I've been here. I have taken over the Linden Square in marketing, and with that, I am excited to present our 2026 upcoming festivals. And okay, there we go. This year for our food, our drink, we are going to be having 50 new unique spots. We are going to be partnering with our rotating art program that we offer at the community center. And so we're going to bring bigger, more developed artists to this event. We're going to be offering 4 different local food trucks as well as dessert trucks. And our band lineup for this event has changed quite a bit than over the years. And so we're excited to have that, and we are expecting over 3,000 guests to join us for this event. Bringing back our Cutie Pie Try, which is our kids event that is probably one of the most popular. It's a free event. Our vendors all come and bring different activities to keep the kids active and cool down, as well as a water slide. And that evening, we'll be presenting Lilo and Stitch, which is a new movie on a classic. Oh, and then Whiskey Fest. We are going to be seeking out new sponsorships and new distilleries, partnering with other um, organizations in the community to put on this huge event, bringing in, once again, local food trucks and a huge lineup for this upcoming event. Sounds on the Square, it kicks off for June 6th at our Food, Our Drink. Like I had mentioned, we are bringing in new artists, but our whole lineup for the 2026 is exciting. I was able to take some of my own insight and creations and partner with Jeff Tiller, who helps us coordinate and book all these bands. So it's going to be an exciting year. We invite you all to come out and check out what we're going to be offering. Food, Our Drink, once again, is we are going to be bringing new artists and giving a new flavor to a small town classic, partnering with different vendors, as in the Diamond Girls and the Chamber of Commerce, to really light up the stage and bring it all together. For the Cutie Pie Try, we're going to kick it off with a fun, exciting way. Kids are going to decorate their bikes. We're going to be partnering with the local school right beside us to have a new spin. And everything that we're wanting to bring this year is going to be all developed around developing a good sense of community with our families. Whiskey Fest, a little bit of a recap for that event. This was the largest attended festival. 27 distilleries had attended, and they hit record sales just in the pre-sales for the event. And so our lineup this year will be Outlaw Jim and Killer Queen and Saucy Jack, and these two are going to guarantee to rock the stage and be a new popular favorite. If you have kids, you would have seen Lilo and Stitch way back in the early two. Yes, would have seen that way back in the early 2000s. It was a classic. And so this one we're going to be putting on after Kid Fest to kind of regroup our families and bring them back out to Linden. Now, this one was a new movie. This one was a movie made by Stephen Curry, a huge basketball star, which is also going to help encourage our kids that no matter how small or big you are, your dreams are nothing that's out of your reach, and brings sense of confidence and really encourages our kids to go out and try new things. And then our final event, which would be our mayor's Christmas tree lighting. I don't know if you attended last time, but Mayor Les Smith really put on a good show for us, and we had a great turnout, and we were able to set probably one of the largest donations for this event. And that is all I have. Questions for me?
Any questions? Okay, thank you. Sounds exciting. Yay.
All right. Hello. My name is Micah Schrader. I am the new Atkins Johnson Farm and Museum manager. I previously came from being the director at the Amelia Earhart Birthplace Museum, and I've been here since January and absolutely loving it so far. Oh, yay. Okay. So, as a review of 2025, the AJ Barn project started. Um, they had the groundbreaking and started building the barn. It is looking fantastic so far, and it is slated to be finished summer of 2026. We also got a new collection of hair art museum or hair art and jewelry from Layla's Hair Museum that closed down in Independence. Pictured there is a variety of the pieces that we got. All of those are made out of human hair, which is a rather lost art form from the Victorian era mostly. But we do also have some more pieces than that, some larger pieces as well. Um, and then last year, the farmers market did not run, leading to a dramatic drop in attendance. Overall, we had about 13,000 in 2024. But that being said, attendance more than doubled from 2021, which was the last year without the farmers market. So in 2021, we only had 3,514 people come through the farm, and in 2025 there was 7,323, and we're looking to just go up from there. Oh, oh. I just pressed the arrow. All right. There we go. So this chart is a little small now that we've gotten over 12 years of attendance now, but that just goes through the various attendance from 2013 through last year, and highlights where you see again, we've been steadily increasing. Of course, we did drop off after the farmers market, but we're still way ahead of 2021. And we've got some photos. This is from the groundbreaking of the barn project out at the farm. This is a rendering of the exterior of the barn. It doesn't quite look like this yet, but it's getting really close. And then here's a rendering of the interior of the barn. It is going to be an event venue for weddings and celebrations of all sorts. Here is a rendering of it kind of from the top. You can see the pathways that it takes, how it connects on the right there to the current walking trail that goes down past the museum. And then the parking lot will be a lot more parking than we've had in the past, so that's really exciting. All paved, won't have to park on gravel for our big events. And then here is a floor plan of the interior, gives you a little bit of an idea. Most of the space is, of course, the events, but there will be restrooms, a bridal and groom suite, storage, an office space, and then the catering kitchen as well. And those are some details about the rooms and their sizes. And then for 2026, we have a full calendar of events starting next week, Wednesday, April 1st. The museum will open for this season. And then our first event will be Corn Sense, an educational event about growing corn at the farm on May 2nd. Then the next Saturday, May 9th, will be the ever popular afternoon tea. I'm very excited for that. I do love tea myself. Then we'll kick off the summer on June 3rd with the Mid-Continent Public Library doing story time on the farm. Then Saturdays through the summer, we'll have yoga on the farm in the mornings. And then on the 11th of June is the Mad Science, the Science of Sport Camp. And that sounds a little bit odd for a farm, but just hold on for a moment and you'll see why that's important and relevant this year. That Saturday is June 13th. That'll be the Big Shoal Vintage Auto Show. Then July 11th will be the Children's Garden Day. We'll have another Mad Science camp, Birds and Beast Camp that time on July 16th. July 29th will be the closing out of the summer with another story time on the farm with the Mid-Continent Public Library. Saturday, August 15th will be the Big Shoal Farm Sunflower Field Festival. So our second event having to do with crops grown there on the farm. Then we will have the Fall Yoga on the Farm series, mostly in the month of September, but one weekend in August, one weekend in October. Saturday, September 5th, we'll be picking on the front porch the Bluegrass concert, always fun. Then there will be the Big Shoal Country Fair on September 26th. October 17th will be 2 rounds of the Big Shoal Candlelight tours, cemetery tours, and those are always very popular, fill up very fast. December 5th will be both photos and cookies with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and then our holiday nights event, and those will close out the farm for the season. This highlights which are going to be events run by our Friends organization, the Corn Sense, the Auto Show. They will also have an annual meeting and an ice cream social to celebrate all of our friends who donate and volunteer at the farm to make it such a success. We've got our Sunflower Field Festival, the Country Fair, their Friendsgiving, and then they'll be doing photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus and helping us on the Christmas party. The Big Shoal Farm is gearing up again to start planting soon for its 7th season. First will be sweet corn, harvested July through August. The sales of that always go really well. Then sunflowers will be available for self-pick in August. And of course, we've got that Sunflower Field Festival featuring our sunflowers. And then pumpkins will be available from September to mid-October. And here we go. This is why sports is relevant. Our first exhibit actually is going to open next week. Sports and Recreation, Fun on the Farmstead, 19th and 20th Centuries. I'm really excited about this. It talks about how people have enjoyed throughout history, physical activity, sports with their loved ones, with their communities, but how was it different 200 years ago here in Clay County? We've got a ton of different photos and artifacts that show how sports and recreation, soccer, track and field, basketball, all of the sports have changed throughout history here in our county. After that closes, then we will open in July Lace Laugh Love, Wedding History in Missouri. So there we'll be able to feature some of those hair art pieces, as you can see up there. And it talks about how marriage has been a common human practice for millennia, but trends come and go. And this is, of course, to celebrate the opening of the AJ Barn this summer. After that, we will be celebrating the Declaration 1776, America's 250th birthday this year. So we're having a traveling exhibit come in called The Big Bang of Modern Democracy. It is through the Gilder Lehrman Institute of American History. And it has a bunch of different images about documents of the founding of our nation in celebration of the democracy that was started 250 years ago this year. And then, of course, to close out, we have our ever popular Holiday Toys exhibit from November 4th through December 5th, which is that last day we're open. That is what I have. Does anyone have any questions?
Questions? Very good, thank you.
And I also have a bunch of bookmarks that have our special events and the special exhibits on them.
I know where you can get rid of 5 of them. We will convene our regularly scheduled meeting, maybe just a couple minutes late, but we'll be right back. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Gladstone City Council meeting on this 23rd day of March, 2026. Madam Clerk, please note all council members are present, and if you would please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, thank you. Next item is approval of the agenda. Anyone on the council? We are going to do one thing during the proclamations, and that we're going to put the VFW at the bottom instead of the top. Item 5 is approval of the March 9, 2026 regular city council meeting minutes.
Mayor Smith,
Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
I move for the approval of the March 9, 2026 regular city council meeting minutes.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Next, we have the presentation of the 250 coin challenge, and I'm going to come down front real quick. A longer walk than it looks. So with us this evening, if you would, there's 8 of you, 9 of you. If you would come forward, please, at this time. Don't be shy. Come on in. Okay, so who's Ava? Elizabeth? Charlie? Brooke? Kendall? Bridget? Mariana? Evan? And, you're Arabella. Okay. I'm going to keep yours for just a minute. How about half of you come down on this end and get on the other side of me? Or yeah, just move on down. That's a good idea. I need to read this. So I'm keeping yours. All right, there we go. Okay, so those of you who are regularly here know that we have been blessed to have a number of citizens, and mostly young people, who have taken the 250th Citizen Coin Challenge. And in addition to these certificates, you'll also get a coin, but I'd like to read this. Each of you, it says, has successfully completed the 250 Citizen Challenge, demonstrating a living commitment to informed, responsible, and engaged citizenship in honor of America's 250th anniversary. Through acts of learning, service, and participation, you have exemplified the spirit of active citizenship envisioned by our founders, proving that patriotism is not a status, but a practice. With the presentation of this Citizen Challenge coin, we commend this accomplishment and issue this charge. Continue your practice of citizenship. Share the challenge with others. Inspire your neighbors, students, and community to join you in strengthening our republic for the next 250 years. Presented on behalf of the City of Gladstone, Missouri, and Clay County 250 in partnership with the America 250 Missouri Commission on this 23rd day of March 2026. So do any of you have any family with you that you'd like to introduce? Or friends? You have to start. You're on the end. Sure. And his name is? Okay, great. Awesome. That's good. Yeah. Awesome. All round of applause for being here. We talk about citizenship, and I've had the opportunity to speak to some really, really younger children, and I always tell them, I start with, what does citizenship mean? How do I become a good citizen? And you do it by just doing that. You be a good citizen. You be a good family member. You be a good friend. You be a good neighbor. And more than anything, exhibit kindness. We need a lot of kindness right now. But all of you who are here with these young ladies should be very proud of them. Obviously, they've done good, which means you did good. So I will give you the coins, and then I'm going to force you to take a picture with me. There's a cost. Yeah, it's your coin. You're welcome. 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 Okay, so now we all need to scrunch in. Yeah. Coin too. Well, it is. Great. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Very good. Sit down if you'd like. And you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you'd like. You're welcome to leave if you'd like. Anyway, thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Mr. Benish. Appreciate you. Thank you. Isn't that just wonderful to see all these young people engaged? Fantastic. Being that we have so many presentations this evening, including 4 proclamations, we're going to do them just a tad bit different this evening. I'm going to summarize each of the proclamations, and then I'll come down and ask each of you to come up individually to receive your proclamation. The first one will be Arbor Day. This proclamation explains the origins of Arbor Day and Earth Day and highlights why trees are essential to community health and quality of life. It emphasizes that trees clean the air, support wildlife, moderate temperatures, and add beauty and value to Gladstone. The message encourages residents to take part in caring for the environment and officially declares Friday, April 3rd, 2026 as Arbor Day in Gladstone, Missouri, and invite everyone to Central Park at 10 a.m. on that day for a ceremony. The next will be National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. This proclamation recognizes the vital role public safety telecommunicators play in protecting the community. These dispatchers are the first point of contact in any emergency, providing critical information to police, fire, and EMS, and ensuring responders' safety. Their accuracy, professionalism, and calm guidance help save lives, support officers and firefighters, and contribute to successful emergency responses throughout the year. The proclamation designates April 12 to 18, 2026 as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in Gladstone, honoring the dedication and service of the men and women who keep the community safe. The third proclamation will be Animal Control Officers Appreciation Week. This proclamation recognizes the essential work of animal control officers who protect both animals and the public with compassion and professionalism. They enforce animal laws, respond to emergencies, prevent cruelty, reunite lost pets with families, and promote responsible pet ownership. Their courage and dedication support public health and ensure humane treatment of animals. The proclamation designates April 12 to 18, 2026 as National Animal Control Officers Appreciation Week in Gladstone and encourages residents to thank these officers for their vital service. And our final proclamation will be the VFW Color Guard of Post 10906. This proclamation honors the members of the VFW Color Guard of Post 10906 for more than a decade of dedicated service to the Gladstone community. Their presence at city council meetings brought dignity, respect, and a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made by those who served our nation. By presenting the colors and leading the Pledge of Allegiance, they helped unite everyone in patriotism and civic pride. Their volunteer service reflects deep commitment to honoring our flag, our country, and the values we share. Although Post 10906 is now merged with Post 7356 and will no longer appear at council meetings, their contributions and the traditions they established will be long remembered. On behalf of the City Council and the residents of Gladstone, we extend our profound gratitude for their distinguished service and lasting legacy. So, who will receive the proclamation for Arbor Day? Talking to my lapel. Here you go, sir. Thank you. Say a few words, please. If you would
Well,
like.
we are very proud to be, for Gladstone to be a tree city USA. So for the last 24 years, we've held this honor. We have a great urban canopy in the city of Gladstone. And then just as far as leadership is concerned, we have a lot of great trees and pillars in our community, right? And it takes great leaders to also, champion those trees and be amongst the trees. It makes a difference. Thank you so much.
Who needs you, sir? Here you go. All right. Thank you, Jordan. Dispatchers. Dispatch. Dispatch. Come on down this way. One more. Here you go. I'm going to introduce who you have with you this evening. Great. Can you tell us how wonderful they are?
They are incredible. I mean, we're one of the few dispatch centers that's been fully staffed for about 3 years now.
Awesome. I say this every year, and I'm going to say it again because I used to be kind of a, well, I'm kind of a, let's put it this way, I follow sirens and red lights. But I used to listen to a lot of your radio, and I can tell you, and I've mentioned anyone who would listen, that dispatchers, you know, I mean, people don't understand how critical your role is, and you know, how you lead officers and other responders into tough situations, and you have their back every step of the way, and I commend you so much for what you do. So, come on in. Come on, no. Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. Appreciate you. Thanks, Chief. Okay. Animal control officers, and you get to do this all over again. Tell us who you have with you. Yeah. again, unsung heroes until you need them, right? Okay, so proclamation time, photo op. Ready to go. Excellent. Oh, we have that. Thank you. Thank you. See you, Chief. Okay, VFW, I think we have Ava Navarro, Elizabeth Bearden, Charlie Chapman, Brooke Stockton. Wrong list. Do it again. That list. Poor kids thought they were going to have to come back up. Thank you. Just all pretend that didn't happen. So let's try again. How about Carla Gleaton, Charlie Cram, Dennis Perkins, Gordon Harris, Jim Zimmerman, Jim Cox, Joe Lyle, and Bill Sofka couldn't be with us this evening. Charlie's not here either. That's okay. The original crew, as I have on my notes, was Carla and Joe Lyles, along with Bill Driscoll and Stan Stoner, who both passed away, unfortunately. But we were trying to figure out this morning when you all started doing this on a regular basis. And although you did it apparently kind of intermittently, sporadically, you actually started in the spring of 2010, doing it on a regular basis. And we're going to go full circle because I was mayor at that time. So as Joe kindly told me, I've broken a good thing. But we really do appreciate you, and we're really sorry that you're not coming. We always look forward to you walking the door. For this picture, I'd like the entire council to come down here, if you would, please. Because you've kind of spanned all of us a little bit. So August of 1987? Okay. They organized here in Gladstone 1987, August of 1987, which is fantastic. So we're going to probably have to need to get a little bit closer here. You weren't born yet? Oh. Yeah. Come on.
Big flash.
Yeah, so I don't want to be standing out front. You guys should be standing out front.
You're gonna go in anywhere but there.
Just amazing. Joe has the best memory. This is good.
I can take it that way.
Oh, no, I know you could. She probably did.
I did.
All right, sorry, one more.
Big flash.
Excellent.
One other thing,
Yes, sir.
on behalf of
Did you have that?
our honor guard team, I want to present the city of Gladstone. Some gave all challenge points. It has a battle cross on the back.
Sir, thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks. Okay. Will you come see us every now and then? Okay, sure. Okay, great. Thank you, and thank you very much for this. This means a lot. Thank you. Kind of sad to see that tradition end, isn't it? Next item on the agenda is communications from the audience. If anyone would like to address the council on an item not on our agenda this evening, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and please limit your comments to no more than 5 minutes.
My name is David Nelson, and I'm a proud citizen of this wonderful city. and I appreciate being here. Mayor and members of the Gladstone City Council, thank you for this opportunity to speak. I am appreciative of those who have taken over the planning of a wonderful event this summer. Spencer Davis, you have had a major role in this. I don't know who has taken it over, but I'm appreciative because a recent stroke made me unable to be a meeting planner. And I mentioned that to when I got several groups together and we talked for a short time. But I do wish to express my concerns about the content to be part of the historic tent. And I entitled this Learning from the Past and Choosing Our Future. We gather today not because our history is flawless, but because it is instructive. Human history, local and national and citywide, is a record of learning, often slow, often painful, but very real. One of the clearest lessons before us is the sin of racism, of slavery, and the land grabbing from indigenous human beings. Not just individual prejudice, but the ways fear and exclusion became embedded in the habits, policies, and unexamined assumptions. Racism did not begin with us, but learning whether it ends with us does belong to us. The good news is that human beings are capable of learning from their mistakes. Learning is more than remembering. It is remembering. It is allowing truth to change behavior. We have learned that slavery was not an economic necessity, but a moral failure. We have learned that segregation was not the way things were, but the way injustice protected itself. We have learned through courage, protest, and sacrifice that silence is never neutral, and order without justice is not peace. But learning is more than remembering history. Learning changes behavior. To learn from racism means asking honest questions. What practices did we inherit without examining? Whose voices have not been listened to? What barriers remain, not because we intend harm, but because we have not yet chosen to remove them? This is not about blame. It is about responsibility. Learning is not weakness. It is evidence that we are still capable of growth. The ability to say we can do better is the strength of a healthy community. Local government matters deeply here. Cities shape daily life through schools, policing, housing, public space, and the tone we set for belonging. When fairness guides decisions, when dignity is assumed rather than debated, communities become safer, stronger, and more united. We do not honor the past by denying it. We honor it by learning from it so that it does not repeat itself. If we commit to honest education, thoughtful policy, and continued listening, we can change not only outcomes, but expectations. We can become the kind of city that reflects the best of who we are, not the worst of what we have inherited. Learning from the past mistakes, especially the sin of racism, is how we will grow into the human beings we were always meant to be. Thank you for your service and for your willingness to lead this magnificent adventure.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
Larry Thrasher, 2379 Northeast 68th Street, Gladstone, Missouri, North Haven Village condos. Number of years ago, I tried for a year and a half working with the city, getting a parking lot in for, 40 spaces short. I would like to see if the council in the next 30 days maybe give me a reply on why nothing was done at that time. This was back in 2007, but Les and I talked last year too. So coming down to a time, sometime the land's going to be sold. This man only wants to lease it. I tried buying 12,000 square foot, and the property owner said no. So I would like to know if there's any solution that the city can help us with, that's planning and zoning failed to do their job. That's it.
Thank you. There you go.
Mr. Thrasher, do you know the address? I didn't hear the address of where you're.
East of our complex, it's Route 1 and Northeast 68th Street, right there at the corner. We suggested having a park and just extend Rock Creek going up to the north. There's multifamily housing all around, and on the other side of the street, it's filled with housing. Because if the man does sell it or does any development, well, on the other side of the creek, he's going to have to build a bridge, which he probably have the money to do, but
Refresh my memory, when the project was built by Mr. Rose, still talking about the end of that one parking lot where y'all
Yeah.
are parking in the grass.
correct.
What was committed at that time? What did get done? What did he not do?
He said he would build a parking lot in 2007. He would do it in 2008. I talked to Scott back then, starting in June of 2008 through 2010. The person's difficult to deal with, to say. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, I've been out there. I see what they're talking about, and I see what they need, what they're looking for. Austin, do you have anything to add to this from any conversations you've had? Because I brought it to Austin's attention. I know he did some work on it at one point. You wouldn't want to say publicly. Okay. Okay. I can assure you, the only thing I can assure you is that if anything comes forward on that property, that your little section of 12,000 square feet down there hadn't been forgotten. But, we can't make him do anything,
I know.
either. But I can tell you it's in the file, and it'll be addressed at appropriate time if that time ever comes.
But I would, maybe the next 30 days or from him, get some sort of reply in writing, so if you aren't on the council, I will have something to back it up a little bit.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Anyone else like to address the council this evening? Hearing none. Communications from the council. Councilman Nave.
Thanks, Mayor. Just a couple updates. First, our last Arts Commission meeting went very well. We were awarded 2 new art pieces. The first is going to be displayed at Linden Square, and the second is going to be on the pad along Northeast 70th Street, just south of where we are today. Those should be installed in the next couple of months, but should brighten up the Linden Square area for the summer. Was last Friday. We had a really amazing groundbreaking for the all-inclusive Flora Park. Appreciate everyone who was able to come join us out there, and special thanks to Jordan Brown, and our Parks Department team. This one is a partnership with Variety KC, Saris Builders, Power Play, as well as a grant from LCFW. So a lot of partners coming together for this really amazing park. We even had some students from Oakwood Manor Elementary School present, which made it a whole bunch of fun. The park should be open either later this fall, either early fall or late summer. So hoping to enjoy some all-inclusive fun with you guys later this year. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Davis.
Thanks, Mayor. The one thing I will say is everyone was able to see the coin challenge opportunity here this evening, and I just want to say thank you to Jim Olderbeck. I've had the pleasure of helping him and working with the website for this piece of this. There's a lot that goes into this, and I know you know more about this than I do, Mayor, but like, Jim, thank you. You have taken this on by yourself. You really have. I know that you got other people around you, but it wouldn't have got to where it is without you. So kudos to you. Keep it up. I know that you've got a really exciting announcement on Wednesday. It's going to be super exciting. I don't know if I should spill the beans or not, but I think
Sure,
you've
go
got
ahead. Yeah,
100. Is it officially 100? 100 first graders have received their coin. So the awards will be going out. It'll be exciting. There's some fun with that, right? So it's a big, big deal. There's a lot to do it. And the rest of that, I will also challenge my colleagues up here and everybody else to also participate in this. So it's exciting to kind of go back and look at it and truly become a good citizen. So, but Jim, I just want to say thank you for that. So
You know,
that's it.
we have all said half a dozen times that we were going to do this together, so I suggest
One of
that-
us has.
I suggest that we all be prepared, we earn our points, and we be presented a coin at the beginning of the next council meeting. What do you think? We in? Okay. One of the, items, the criteria is you have to attend a public meeting. I think we have that one down. Councilmember Spallo.
Mic on. I'd like to also say a few words about the playground groundbreaking that we had for Flora Park. This has been a project that's been in the process for a couple of years now. And it's a really big deal because this is going to be a fully inclusive playground and shelter house and restroom facility at our Flora Park. This will be the first one in the Northland. It's not just going to bring people from Gladstone. This is going to be a regional park in which we're going to be able to serve all of our citizens. And so it's a very exciting opportunity for Gladstone. It's just one more thing that we're doing, and we're doing it right. And so congratulations to the Parks Department, because I know that you guys have been working really hard behind the scenes with Variety KC in being awarded that grant. And I just can't wait to see it into fruition. But, on a whole, our Parks Department is really, you guys are hitting on all cylinders. And we really appreciate it because, people have to come and pay their taxes, and they have to pay tickets when they get a ticket from a police officer. But when they come to Gladstone for parks, it's because they've chosen to. And they're really enjoying themselves, and you guys make it happen every day. So thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. We had a great Glad Green Team cleanup crew on Saturday. It was a special cleanup day because we couldn't do it on the first Saturday of the month. We had 12 of us who cleaned up, including Director Brown. Thank you for coming out. And we had 4 new people who had never volunteered before. So that really excites me. So we cleaned up M1. And so I hope when you drive by there, you will notice how clean and sparkling it is. And we will continue to make our efforts happen in Gladstone. And I just invite all of you. It's fun. You can spend as little or as much time as you want to. We provide everything that you need. It's a great time to be out in the community and help your neighbors and help our city look the very best. I also want to give a shout out to Charlie from our parks crew who picked up all of our trash bags. Had a mound of them on Saturday. And also to Linda Borders for sending out our text reminders to people who sign up. So thanks to all of you. It takes all of us to make it happen.
Thank you. You do great work with that, Jeannie. Thank you. The ditto to everything that's been said, of course, but then we also had, if any of you have been watching KSHB news for the last week or two, they had kind of a citizen gathering, a speaking, if you will, of the minds at Class Act Coffee Shop. And there's an opportunity for residents to ask a lot of questions, and they went out and got a lot of answers. For example, the 169 bridge and some things down at the park, and the guests, the ride service and whatnot. So they were just great to talk with, and the residents, I think, enjoyed it. And we've gotten a lot of play out of that, good positive stories for Gladstone. City Manager Bob Bear.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple things. The flashlight Easter egg hunt is coming up Friday, March 27th at 7 p.m. at the Happy Rock Park Softball Complex. The event for children 10 and under who use flashlights to hunt for eggs after dark, and registration is available on the city's website. Just a reminder that the general municipal election is coming up on Tuesday, April 7th. There are 3 at-large city council seats on the ballot, including 2 3-year terms and 1 2-year term. Residents can visit the city's website for helpful election resources, including how to check their voter registration and where to vote. And finally, I'm going to talk about Flora Park and how great of a project that is, too. I know many of you talked about it. But there is some behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on, and I congratulate the park for all the hard work they've done. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and our finance director, Matt Dayton, is making all that money appear and tracking it because it's coming from several different sources and keeping that together. And then John Lade with the community development is the project director and has done a lot of behind-the-scenes work and will be managing that project just like he's done at the event center out at the AJ Farm. So hats off to him for everything he's done. You give him the ball and he just runs with it. So appreciate that. I just wanted to give those guys a shout out.
Oh, thank you.
But,
You know, it's city staff that takes our policy and our directives and ideas and turns them into real projects and real services. And we really appreciate you so much. Item 14 is the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, will you please explain and read the consent agenda?
A consent agenda allows the City Council to consider and approve routine items of business without discussion. Any member of the City Council, the city staff, or the public may request removal of any item from the consent agenda and request that it be considered under the regular agenda if discussion or debate of the item is desired. Items not removed from the consent agenda will stand approved upon motion by any council member. Second, unanimous vote to approve the consent agenda as published or modified. Consent agenda. Consider special event permits. Happy Rock Park West, Spring Beautification, Friday, Saturday, April 24, 25, 2026, 8 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Atkins Johnson Farm and Museum Annual Car Show, Saturday, June 13, 2026, 11 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. Children's Garden Day, Saturday, July 11, 2026, 9 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. Pickin' on the Front Porch, Saturday, September 5th, 2026, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Big Shoal Country Fair, Saturday, September 26, 2026, 10 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. Cemetery Tours, Saturday, October 17, 2026, 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. Linden Square, Sounds on the Square, various dates beginning June 6, 2026, and ending September 25, 2026. See attached request for council action. Oak Grove Park, Theater in the Park, Adams Family, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, June 26, 27, 28, 2026. Bye Bye Birdie, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, August 7, 8, 9, 2026, 5 o'clock to 11:30 p.m. Resolution R-26-15, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a purchase agreement with Zoll Medical Corporation for the purchase of 2 Zoll Auto Pulse NXT CPR devices in the amount of $41,269.62 for the Gladstone Fire EMS Department. Resolution R-26-16, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a purchase agreement with Breathing Air Systems for the purchase of a Bauer DMT-13 SCBA compressor and fill station for the Gladstone Fire EMS Department in the amount of $43,458.69. Consider building permit Casey Quick, 5720 North Oak Trafficway.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience, any staff or council member like an item removed for discussion? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
Mayor Smith.
Councilman Davis.
Excuse me, speak tonight. I move for the approval of the consent agenda as printed.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Item 15 is the first reading of Bill Number 26-07, an ordinance approving the final plat of Verdant Acres replat and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to said plat for recording.
Mayor Smith.
Councilmember Spalo.
Move to place bill number 26-07 on its first reading.
Second?
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, will you please read the bill?
First reading Bill Number 26-07, an ordinance approving the final plat of Verdant Acres replat and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to said plat for recording.
Smith.
Councilmember Spalo.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 26-07, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk?
Second reading Bill Number 26-07, an ordinance approving the final plat of Verdant Acres replat and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to said plat for recording.
Mayor Smith.
Councilmember Spalo.
I move to accept the first reading, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. I move to accept the second and final reading of bill number 26-07 and enact it as ordinance number 4.725.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Nave?
Aye.
Councilman Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Spalo?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore?
Aye.
Mayor Smith?
Aye. Bill number 2607 has been enacted as ordinance 4.725. Item 16 is the first reading of Bill number 2608, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Junior College of Metropolitan Kansas City, aka Metropolitan Community Colleges, for the use of parking lots at the Maple Woods campus on June 20th and July 4th, 2026.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Nave.
I move to place bill number 26-08 on its first reading.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading Bill Number 26-08, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Junior College of Metropolitan Kansas City, aka Metropolitan Community College, for use of the parking lots at the Maple Woods campus on June 20th and July 4th, 2026.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Nave.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 26-08, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk?
Second reading Bill Number 26-08, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Junior College of Metropolitan Kansas City, aka Metropolitan Community College, for use of the parking lots at the Maple Woods campus on June 20th and July 4th, 2026.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Nave.
I move to accept bill number 26-08, the second and final reading of bill number 26-08, and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.726.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Nave?
Aye.
Councilman Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Spalo?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore?
Aye.
Mayor Smith?
Aye. Bill number 2608 has been enacted as ordinance number 4.726. Item 17 is Resolution R-26-17, a resolution authorizing acceptance of work under contract with Viking Painting LLC and authorizing final payment in the amount of $82,904.57 for the 0.3 million gallon Linden Water Tower and 1.0 million gallon Antioch Water Tower Painting and Repairs Project WP2492C.
Mayor Smith.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
I move for the adoption of Resolution R-26-17.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution R-26-17 has been adopted. Is there any other business this evening? Remind you all to vote. There's also a school board election on the ballot. Please exercise your right to vote. Thank you for being with us this evening.
Mayor.
We are adjourned. Yes, ma'am.
Where's that?